All right, it's 8:58, January 23rd, 2024. We're going to open this meeting with a prayer. And I'm going to ask Commissioner Powell to give us a prayer.
Lord, we're thankful today for health and strength. We're thankful here, Lord, today to be able to serve you in the capacity that we're in. We ask you today, Lord, to help us make the decisions that would strengthen Newton County and help our residents. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. I'd like to acknowledge the guest that's here, and I'd like to acknowledge our new county attorney / assistant DA, Misty Weeks. This is her first official commissioner's court, so welcome aboard. I'm gonna open the public hearing. Do we have anybody set up to speak today? Okay. So we close the public hearing on the consent agenda. We'll be at on the minutes from the previous meeting.
Yeah, August 21st and August the 24th, too. Submitted for that. I have more, but I haven't got them approved. As soon as I get them approved, I'll send it.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to deliberate and consider action on the following items. Item number 1, discuss and consider forming a team to explore healthcare insurance options for county employees and their dependents. And that's Commissioner Powell.
Yes, so I talked with our treasurer, who's our HR manager as well, about this action item. And my thoughts on it is I would like to see a team. I've had at least 4 individuals from within the county approach me about, can we do better on insurance? I have no way of knowing if we can do better on insurance. And our treasurer's office has a full-time job at the treasurer's office. So I would like to see us put together a team of 4 or 5 with Ginger leading that team and just investigate options, before we get to the point of moving out on a new insurance in 2025. What's out there? And even what are other counties doing? How much do they provide for their employees? What kind of compensation do they provide for the benefits? It's not just about insurance, it's the whole package. What are we doing? What are other folks doing? What's out there? I know there's a meeting. Ginger's got some folks coming in April from TAC. If we could put a team together that could visit with those folks and help Ginger, I think it'd be a good thing for our county. It may be that we can't do anything different what we're doing now. Just don't know, but I'd like to see it pursued.
Yes. All right. I'll make a motion that we form a team to explore the healthcare insurance option for county employees. Now, before I make that motion, where do you want to pull the team from? Just different employees, different offices?
That's what I was thinking. If we just leave that up to Miss Ginger and she could put the team together as she sees fit, cross-functional team.
Can I ask a question? She's already doing that. Why we want more people in her business doing that? I mean, if she's gonna be ahead of the team, that means she's still gotta be involved in what she's already involved.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. So my response to that is people in the county don't know what all's going on that work for the county. My thoughts are if we can get a group of people exposed to what she's doing, again, it may change nothing other than educate other folks that, hey, we have the absolute best options we can have already, then that's what it does. But it may be that they find something different, something better.
Would it be better to wait closer to the time of the insurance though to do that? Because it's going to change again. I'm asking that question. I know it changes. Everything's changing daily now, almost hourly now, seems to be. I don't know when does our insurance actually cancel? In December? Does anybody know that answer to that question?
I know open enrollment's always in November.
Okay. So would you be wasting your time doing it now?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that there's a group coming in from TAC to talk about insurance in April.
Okay.
And I was thinking the way things move in government, if we said today we want to do this, if we could get that group together to attend that meeting, it would be good. But I don't see the team meeting weekly. I see the team maybe meeting monthly every 6 weeks,
Yeah.
sitting in an office and just pursuing it and digging into it. Whatever the court thinks is best, I'm supportive of it. I just would like to see us, pursue it.
But that's why I'm wanting to have department heads meeting. We've had none this past year. And that kind of clear everything up. If she can come in, report at these. I mean, that's my turn on it.
Well, my term is let's don't do something that we're gonna have to continue to redo over and over and over. If you go get it right now, then you're gonna have to redo it. But it's not gonna be right.
Yeah.
It's gonna go up. It's not gonna go down. It's gonna go up.
So I guess, think of it this way. I'm not asking the team to go find a new insurance. I'm asking the team to pursue and look what other counties are doing.
You
Not
talking about,
necessarily-
their rate of contribution counties?
The package, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, the 4 people that have approached me, none of them are in my precinct. They all work for the county. And so I'm sitting here thinking,
Have they went and talked to them? If they're working for the county, have they went and talked to Ginger?
I don't know the answer to that. I didn't ask them that.
Recommend it.
Well, that's what I recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Because I had a question the other day, and well, yes, it does have something to do with the county. I was trying to get insurance for my wife outside the county. Because if I pay the county insurance, then I won't have much money left over in my check. So what we did find out, once you do go out and you do go to researching insurance for your wife or your family, guess what happens? The first thing they ask you where your husband works. Well, your husband works at the county. Well, then the county provides insurance coverage for him, but not only for him, but for his family also. So you would have to purchase the insurance from the county at whatever that price could be. So my wife can't even get insurance from Blue Cross Blue Shield because I have insurance through the county. And I don't want to, or she don't want to pay
Yeah,
$1,100.
$1,100 for coverage through the county.
Yeah.
So therefore, she went to a Christian health
that's what I was figuring.
care and got it through there, which you pay monthly, however much the bills are, that much is what you pay. So you never pay the same amount every month, but it's still reasonable. It's still a reasonable deal.
And I think that when I asked Ginger about this last year when we approved the insurance, she told me that only 3 county employees carry insurance on their spouse. I'm sitting here saying it's unacceptable. I mean, we need to investigate more. And if you guys are happy with only 3 people carrying insurance on their spouse, what you just went through, I mean, we need it. What you just said, if a team investigates that and comes up with different, they can stand in front of the county at these meetings or in court and say, here's the options we see. Here's what's available. Here's what, but right now, each individual person's doing that work themselves. And, I just,
Well, I didn't know that. I just know I didn't want to put my wife on the county insurance. Okay, so she researched outside the county is how that got brought up.
I think it's a it's a good thing, that we, okay, especially and maybe even if we're satisfied with it this year, don't mean that next year they're in another company that's going to be less expensive or whatever. So I think once a year before we enroll, that would be a good thing to have some folk to help her dedicate a little time to do some research. But it needs to be on the heels of this meeting that she's having with them TAC, because they are obviously going to update her on all the information that has changed and what we are currently. And so we'll have that information to compare it with whatever else the other companies and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think, it's several things I hadn't been real comfortable with saying that that's just the way we've been doing it. Because we know that technology has changed. Things are faster and smarter and better ideas and all those kind of things. So I think.
Can we speak? This is
Yes,
Ginger. Can we speak?
yes.
The lady that's coming in April it's gonna be a workshop to have all questions on like HR questions and insurance questions. And the reason that we are staying with TAC all these years that we've done that, when I first started working here, they would change every year. Every year they would have a different insurance company. And I'm all for finding a cheaper insurance for the dependents to be able to pay their dependents coverage at a cheaper price. I'm all for that. And I do negotiate and I do see what other counties do. And if anybody ever has any questions about their insurance, nobody's ever come to me and asked about about their insurance. And I'll be more than glad, my door's open. Even with Christy and Martha, I'll be glad to answer questions. And if we don't know it, we'll call somebody that does know the answers. But they wanted to do it every year with different, I mean, we've had Aetna, we've had Humana, we've had another insurance company. The rates might be cheaper for that first year, but when you go to the next year, it's gonna go up. And the reason we stayed with TAC was to maintain our history with the insurance companies. That's one of the reasons that they voted to stay with TAC.
Because that was advised to stay with that insurance and make a history with them so that they work to keep our rates
And I
down.
do check with other counties to see what they do. So that's just not like, and in the past, I would get with the county judge and discuss it with the county judge too on the things. So, that's just my point, and I do search and discuss, with other counties on the insurance. And I don't mind at all if we have a team to look into the insurance, but they can come and ask me anything they need to about the insurance. And if I don't know, we'll find out.
All right, thank you, Ginger.
So, when is the, expiration month or date? The current is it the same time it expires? It's a yearly thing?
Yes, sir. In November, we always try to do open enrollment on our supplemental insurance and on the county insurance. And there are flyers sent out to each employee or to their department heads, and the department head hands it out. If they have any questions or want to make changes on their insurance, that's when we do it. Our renewal date for TAC is 12/1 of every year.
To November
To
30th.
November 30th
30th of the next.
of the next year. Like right now, we're starting a new year. It won't expire till November. And we'll go for, it'll be open enrollment, but I start before that and talk to different counties and see how they do their stuff. To see if we could do any suggestions, and see how they are doing theirs. And then I talk and negotiate with TAC. And yes, we could make it the dependent coverage cheaper maybe, but they're going to raise up that deductible to $5,000-$6,000, and that's not very good for our employees. Right now, we have a $1,200 deductible.
Well, all of this discussion we're having, I think it would be good to include our employees in the discussion, at least have a representative from different departments. Because when we talk about dependent coverage and insurance, we talk about a $5,000 deductible versus a $1,200. I carry the insurance on my wife. I know how much it is a month. I'm one of the three. So I buy that insurance in case of a catastrophic health event. That's why I don't buy it for a doctor's visit. I buy it for in case there's a catastrophic health event. And again, I think it's worth looking at, the discussions we're having now have been on 40 years. We haven't had them. We haven't talked about this at all. So that's why it's on the agenda.
Can I say one more thing? And that thing in April is a workshop for all the department heads and the commissioners. I just haven't set it up because that was the time she could say, and I didn't want y'all to forget when the time come in April. So it will be a workshop where all this kind of stuff can be discussed.
And there's plenty of opportunities to come to this
Right.
office and discuss it, if anybody has any questions.
At any
Always has
time.
been.
Okay.
All right, well, what do y'all want to do on this one?
I think since we just starting, we got several months, we can revisit this after we find out, more details and,
Ginger, how many county employees are on the insurance
Dependents.
dependents?
I'd have to look, but there's not very many. Well, some of them do have their, I'd have to look, but some of them just have like their children.
So they're, okay, so they don't have their spouse on it at all?
Now,
It's
I
just a
can
children?
look and see. I can look and see. I can run a report.
The last time I asked that question was in court, and I think the answer was 3.
And what does that normally cost?
It depends on what you want.
Yeah,
There's different levels.
Just say most people have a couple of children.
okay, it's gonna be,
And does the county pay any of it?
no.
No.
You know, well, they pay the employees, but, and on the
Okay.
employee plus child, it's, the employee would pay $361.26. And we break it up in 2 payments, which would be $180.63 each payroll. And then if they have employee plus children, it's $809.08. We break that up and it's $404.53 a payroll. And it just goes on like that. A spouse is $1,124.64, and we break it up in 2 payments. It's $562.32.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I think it's unacceptable. I think we owe it to our employees to do something different. I think what we've done is not enough, and either the county needs to look at contributing more to insurance coverage. And I know that that's a scary thing to sit here and say, but I'm gonna say it. We don't pay our employees a competitive wage, and then if you want to have your insurance for your spouse, it's $1,200 a month, approximately. So I'm gonna stand by my guns on this, and I don't care if the team is formed a week before the April meeting. I just want, you said department heads and elected officials. I want a group of employees, not department heads. I want someone from Nikki's office, particularly an employee in there, someone from KK's and someone from Melissa's, and to be on the team and come back and report out to the court, or set and listen to Ginger report out to court. Maybe we're doing the best we can. Maybe when we look at the budget, we can't do anything more, and we got the best insurance out there. But remember, Newton County does not have an HR department. We are a small county. We have a treasurer's department who functions and serves as a HR department. They do a great job. I'm not knocking them at all. I'm just saying we don't have a standalone HR department that can do this in a single day, So that's where I'm at.
I think we'll just wait till we go to the meeting on April, whenever. I mean, we have nothing to ask right now. I mean, we don't.
Motion on the table, was there a second?
There was no second.
So I think procedurally, it's either gonna fail for lack of a second if someone doesn't want to make it, or someone needs to make the second and y'all need to vote.
I'll second the motion and we'll record the vote.
All right. I made the motion, Commissioner Powell second. All in favor? All against? Okay, motion failed. Item number 2, discuss and consider conducting a formal review of the most recent Newton County Jail inspection at the next scheduled Commissioners Court meeting.
So I put that on there, Judge, before I seen the agenda. And I see Sheriff Harvey has that basically on the agenda, so I'd like to just take no action on that.
Okay, we'll take no action. Then, wait until Sheriff Burby's, presentation. All right, item number 3, discuss and consider requesting the auditor's office conduct an operating cost review of solid waste 050 for 2023. And that's Commissioner Powell.
Yeah, so when we made the solid waste manager, time gets away from us, but we talked about, assessing what we're spending there, and we all agreed to spend, $45,000 for a manager, which we agreed to at the time. I supported that. I just would like a review just to see what did it cost Newton County for solid waste, and then share that with our constituents out there and let them know what we're having to pay for this.
Okay. All right, well,
I'll make that motion.
Like I say, that's why we need to have department head meetings.
I think it's on here, ain't it?
Yeah. I'm just saying, these things what needs to come up on this.
all right, Commissioner Fomby made the motion,
I second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against?
But we are gonna have this in the department. We are gonna,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
What do you mean we're gonna have this in the department?
In head.
One minute,
Conversation. Meeting.
one of the items we gonna make sure we discuss.
We scheduled as a workshop.
As a workshop.
Yeah, I don't think we can decide today what we're gonna put on that agenda though, right?
We can. I just asked that question.
Yeah.
All right, item number 4, discuss and if appropriate, approve utilizing the buyout property next to the Deweyville Park for the addition of a walking park. The final design plan will be brought to Commissioners Court for consideration and approval. And that's Commissioner Powell again.
Yeah, so what we've got there is some buyout property that adjoins the park. It's a beautiful piece of property. There's some more agenda items. The next one is to talk a little bit more about cleanup, but basically I'm asking the court today to approve the conceptual, we're gonna do this, and then the next agenda item will talk a little bit more about it, but if we can approve doing it, we can move forward with, getting a design. And I just don't want us to go spin our wheels and bring it to court. The court said, no, we don't want to do that. This is kind of the first step to, you guys get after it and come, let us see what you got type deal. So.
How many acres is it, and is it some that we can't do anything with?
It's buyout property. We can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
But the Stafford Act is definitely on this deed.
Okay.
It's,
I make that motion.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Benson,
Second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right, we got item number 5, discuss and appropriate, approve the donation from Project Renewal Group to help clear small brush from buyout property next to Deweyville Park for addition of a walking park. And we do have some representatives from Project Renewal Group. If y'all would like to introduce yourself.
Hey, Leger, we started the road project for this type of thing to clean up our parks and, maybe add some outdoor recreation things for, children and families in the area. We don't really have a whole lot in the way of parks and stuff like that in Louisville, so kind of started this to kind of get more people involved in cleaning up and adding to what we do have down there in the south end of the county.
Well, we appreciate what y'all doing.
Roy Collins, I've been a Louisville resident myself for about 37 years. I'm with Gale, it's for this renewal project, trying to make a better neighborhood for our children.
That's good.
a little bit about these folks, Judge. So they, the park itself had kind of, through the floods and different things, had been neglected. Nobody's fault, just a fact. They stepped up. We got some money from Venture Global. They replaced the basketball goals, took them down, painted them, done a lot of work. And the walking path is the first step in this. We got some more property down in the Indian Lake area near a boat ramp. They're going to help us with that. We'll move to that at another meeting, but they're going to help us with that as well. Great help. Great leadership by young folks down there.
My name is Darrell Perkins. I'm also with them to help them out as much as I can. With my business, would be donating to help clean up and maintain the properties.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Make that motion.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Palmer,
Second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 6, discuss and if appropriate, approve the donation from Texas Grounds LLC to maintain grounds keeping of the Deweyville Park in 2024.
So me, again, my name is Harold Perkins, I'm Texas Groundsman LLC. A little bit about me, I've moved to Deweyville my sophomore year, went to school at Coach Dillon. I started my business a couple of years ago, and since they started the project, it's a good way for me to put back in my community. They hit the nail on the head, about a good place for our children to go and have a place to enjoy some recreational time. I live right there on Highway 12. I'd be more than happy to send my guys to maintain the park, as well as the walking path or park, however it comes out to be, whatever that is. I'd be more than happy to donate my time and my services to maintain the place.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, I'll make that motion to approve the donation from Texas Groundsman LLC.
I guess, I got a little comment, I guess, by it being county property, we gotta make some kind of agreement that, the liability would be on them, right?
I would defer to Misty on that.
Okay.
Yeah, liability is a question that I had, and I guess if, is that something that you can?
Yeah, I have a $5 million insurance liability and umbrella and workers' comp insurance. So there's, if I need to provide any of those certificates, I'd be more than happy to do it.
And,
Written agreement.
yeah, and Mr. Perkins actually did some work for the county this year when our boom mowers were down, at a very attractive rate. So he does have all the insurance needs, but we can work with Misty, to get something drawn up too.
There you go. I second the motion.
All right, motion made by me, second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? Item number 7, discuss and consider the creation of different county holiday schedules for each work schedule, 4 10s or 5/8 shifts.
Yeah, so Judge, this is being a new commissioner. When I look at the holiday schedule, we work 4 10s. I don't know when my crew is supposed to work and when they're not supposed to work. You know, the holiday is like on our Friday off. You know, where the guys tell me we're supposed to take this day off and what I'm used to is there's a holiday schedule for each, like a 12-hour shift has a holiday schedule, you know, 5/8, 4 10s. So there's no gray area. The way it's set up right now, if you look at our holiday schedule, if you're just a resident out there, if you look at it, my crew's not working on a day that they're scheduled to work, but the holiday is not until the next day. So I just think it would be good, and I'm not advocating doing it now, but I want us to consider that we need to adopt a schedule that if I'm a resident, I can say the guys or gals that are on 4 10s are going to take these holidays. Those that are on 5/8 take these, and these that are on 4 10, you know, whatever it may be. I think we owe that to our constituents because they're paying us to work and we're just not showing up because I'm taking my guys' word at what they've done in the past. I'd like to see it on the schedule.
That needs to be done during budget time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We need to set the holiday schedules and get it approved in court.
I mean, that's later on. I don't have a problem in my office, but
Well, at the workshop, we probably ought to talk about, I think we need to talk about what each one of us do, so that we can come to agreement or I don't think we have an issue, in my opinion, because the fact is that we get paid 40 hours a week, and that's what we put in, regardless of whether it's 10 hours on this day or 8 hours on that day. for that particular period. And that's what Ginger and those guys in HR said. We just have to make sure we are on, even though it looked like we might be getting paid hourly salary, but we are on a salary where we get paid twice a month and it's 40 hours per pay period. And we have to make sure it's left up to us to make sure our employees get that. But I know what you're saying. There are different options. You can work that. Say we've done it. I've seen it different ways. Now on a holiday, if the holiday fall on a Friday, a day normally off, well, the guys can come in and work an extra hour, a couple of days, and it's 4 hours different because you're gonna work 3 days that week, 36 hours, and you got that 8-hour holiday pay, and you got to give them 4 more hours. And so if they got issues with family, getting the kids to school or whatever, we give them the option coming in as long as they put the hours in. But I know you're wanting the citizens, when you get a question, you want to be able to tell them what you're doing. But, as far as HR is concerned, as long as we manage, the department heads manage and get those hours in, and they're covering the business hours of a day, which is 8 to 5.
May I
That's what,
speak?
yes.
In our policy book, it says employees whose regular day off falls on a holiday or who are required to work on a holiday will be provided an alternate day off.
Yeah.
So to me, you take your alternate day and it solves the whole problem.
And see, some of them are doing that also. There's three different options. But I think we need to discuss that in workshop and talk about what works best for us. Or
I'm fine in my office.
yeah, I am too.
I don't want you digging in my office. I run my office.
I appreciate the fact you run your office, but you also pay those people with the residents' money.
I understand that.
And what I'm saying is, I think that a person that's paying payroll should have the opportunity to see what the holiday schedule is for each group. Currently, when you look at our holiday schedule, we have 22, I think it is. Is that right? 22 holidays? That's a lot of holidays.
Plus comp time, plus sick days.
So we can discuss it in that department head meeting, that's fine, but I still say that the citizens out there should be able to look and see what 410 folks work.
Well, we don't have it. You don't get nothing. We don't get nothing.
Employees.
Yeah, no employees.
Right.
Okay, so what we need to do here? No action or?
What do y'all want to do on this one?
No action,
Discuss it with your budget.
yeah. No action today. I make a motion that we take no action on this item 7 today.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Fondy. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 8, approve a 2024 budget amendment for fund number 032-613-571, purchase of equipment to move $277,131 not used in 2023 into the 2024 budget. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll make that motion to move the money from the 2023 into 2024 budget.
Second.
All right, motion made by me, second by Commissioner.
You approved the budget amendment, is that correct?
Yes.
Just for the people, will you explain what it is for those who are listening?
Okay, it's going,
That it's cash, that you just go roll back in, if you'll just kind of give a brief explanation for people to know what that is.
okay, there, it is cash left over in the 2023 purchase of equipment fund that they want to roll into the budget for this year. Commissioner White's got a piece of equipment that they want to purchase. And, it's coming up on a separate agenda item And so, but it's cash left over in the 2023 budget.
Yeah, and it was budgeted in 2023 to purchase the equipment, and we did not, Commissioner White did not buy the equipment. And he just thought that it was gonna roll over in the 2024 budget, so he didn't budget it. So it's just a misunderstanding, but he does have the cash in his account.
And it's something that, you know, it's a budget amendment, so it's something
Yes.
that would be considered, you know, an emergency or something that would warrant a budget amendment, right?
Yes, and Commissioner White explained to me that it was,
Yes, what it is, I have two, old maintainers that I'm trying to get everything I can out of them, the use out of them. And, Commissioner Powell, and I thank him for reaching out to me. He had two, fairly, almost new ones, and he, let me borrow one of his for my main guy that's doing the, road grading. And, the one that he normally used, mine is in the shop right now. And their Doggett in Lufkin is working on the rear end and differential and all that package, and they could get some very expensive repairs. And I don't want to put a whole lot of money into that machine at its age. And so I want to be able to purchase one. That's why I had it in the budget last year. And I don't want to have to depend on Mr. Powell, because his machine could go out and he could need his back, and I'll be just left without a grader. So that's the whole deal, is to, and last year I had it in there for insurance and in consideration of purchasing a new one. And with Mr. Powell reaching over and helping me with his, it allowed me to use mine a little longer. So that's what this is about.
And this money, just clarity, this is money that has been built up in precinct two's funds. So this is not money that's coming out of all four commissioners' precincts. This is something that Philip has built up over a period of time. And, you know, when you talk about emergencies, so this week, the cat maintainer that I used was down. We had to have Cat come out and work on the side of the road. So in my mind, you know, keeping the roads maintained is part of the emergency, you know, so I think it certainly isn't. It's an absolute need, yeah.
That's it. You got to do it. You got.
Okay, one second on that.
Okay, like I say, I make a motion to approve a 2024 budget amendment to move the money over to 2024 budget.
I second.
Okay, well, I made the motion, take second, all in favor? All against? All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Item number 9, approved to decrease speed limit on County Road 1500 from 30 miles an hour to 15. Why you want to slow them people down like that?
All they gotta do is, probably speed more, but, citizens on that street, County Road 1500, they've asked me twice, and they're really concerned about folk driving too fast at 30 miles an hour. So they hoping that if we change it to 15, that they will slow down some. They have some young children on that road, so I'd like to go ahead and do that.
I'll make the motion that we decrease the speed limit on County Road 1500 from 30 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour.
Motion is made by Commissioner Powell,
Second.
second by Commissioner Palmy. All in favor? All against? Item number 10, approve the contract for phone services with Ring Central AT&T. Basically, Ring Central provides the office at hand services, but we were paying. Yeah, I'm gonna let you explain it.
Okay, sorry.
You've been working on it.
So Ring Central is offering us basically an $8,000 credit. Right now, we're paying between $20 and $25 per seat for each phone line. They're going to drop it down to $15 a line. So roughly, after all the credits and discounts, we should be saving about $500 a month. We're basically cutting out the middleman by doing this. We already have the Ring Central platform. That is what Office at Hand operates off of.
That's right.
So everything will work the same. It'll just have a different name. It will no longer be Office at Hand. It will be Ring Central. All of our current information that is stored in the system, extensions, contact information, everything will roll over and will stay on the Ring Central platform. We're not losing anything. We will have a few additional features that we do. Basically, we just wanted to put it out there so you guys could make a decision whether you wanted to look into saving money each month on our phone lines. So that's what this is about.
Sounds like a good change. Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the contract for phone services with Ring Central.
All right.
Okay.
Motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 12.
Judge, if I could, did they approach us or did we reach out to them?
They did approach us, back when Rosemary was here.
Okay.
They, I believe, briefly talked with her. There was never anything brought to Commissioner's Court regarding this. So toward the end of the year, when I found, Rosemary's notes, I reached back out to them. And I spoke with Ms. Cherie Norton, and she and I actually sent emails to different commissioners about this, just to kind of give you guys a little heads up so you have a little bit of information about it. But ultimately, Cherie Norton reached out to us on multiple occasions.
Well, thank you for your follow-ups. Absolutely.
All right, item number 12 is take action concerning the obsolete.
11.
Okay. Item number 11, approve change order proposal for adding new lights to the Newton County Courthouse bell tower. That one is, when they first gave the bids, they had two separate bids. One was for the lights on the bell tower, but they wanted to make sure they had enough money to finish the courthouse project. Well, they're seeing now that there's money available to do the lights on the bell tower.
And we're gonna light it up good, right?
Yes, it's gonna be color changing lights. So
I'll make that motion.
we'll have rainbow colors.
There you go.
Blue and Newton, purple and.
Purple and white.
State,
Right.
Yes,
red when Louisville ones.
yes.
There you go.
And Burkeville, blue when Burkeville ones.
Yeah, Blue and Burkeville. All right.
You lit it up well. Yes, I'll make that. Yeah.
All right, motion is made by Commissioner Fomley. Who seconded that? If nobody did, I'll second it. All in favor? All against? All right, now we're back to item number 12. It's take action concerning obsolete microprocessor for the elevator. Basically, Otis Elevator has reached out and said that the microprocessor for our elevator is no longer being manufactured. So if our elevator goes out, we can't get the part to fix it. They would have to come in. But they want like, I think it's 18,000 something for the new parts. So I'm thinking if it's good for now.
Wait till it breaks.
Wait till it breaks. Then we can all exercise.
How long does it take to fix it once it breaks?
They said downtime possibly 2 months ordering the parts.
That might be a bad idea.
So, but it's right at $19,000
That might be.
to replace a microprocessor.
So I guess if we have, the court is that, the court and handicapped individuals is the only thing that I'm thinking of is, if we have someone that has to attend court or wants to attend court,
Bad idea.
we need that elevator.
Bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fix it. I'll make a motion that we fix it.
I'm gonna second the motion that we spend the money to fix the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than, I'd hate for us to be without it for 2 months and.
Yeah.
That could lead to 3 and it could lead to 4 and who knows?
And
All right.
I just hope we're not getting in the same situation with our IT services, with our computers and processors. I think that's something that we'll definitely need to talk about.
Yeah.
Future.
All right, well, we got a new server for the, everything, so we should be good for a while on that. All right, you made the motion?
I did.
Motion made by Commissioner Fombis, second by Commissioner Powell, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, all against? All right, item number 13. Danny Benson requests a meeting of department heads. I'd say propose a meeting in February.
I think they should send all their items they want to talk about through your office, so everybody know, your office know what people's concerned about.
All right,
I would also say add,
Insurance.
Missy to it also.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Bill didn't miss it.
but I think we are in need of department head meeting.
all right. I'd say, we'll look for a date in February that's gonna work for everybody. So,
Are you asking for a one-time, or are you asking for concurrent, or what are you?
Well, we used to do it every quarter.
Quarterly is good.
I mean, I see how it's written here. You're requesting a meeting of department heads. It's not so strict. Could we make the motion to
go back to quarterly meetings.
or establish quarterly meetings, however you want to, can we make that motion? So at Mr. Benson's request, I make the motion that we establish quarterly department head meetings to be set and facilitated out of the judge's office.
I second that motion.
All right. Motion made by Commissioner Powell, seconded by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 14 is receive petition requesting the formation of Emergency Services District Number 6 for ambulance services for Newton County and set the dates for a public hearing. Now we have the petition. I don't have it here in front of me. Courtney's off. I guess we'll table this one to the next Commissioner's Court. She's got the petition and everything, so we'll table this one.
Does it have to take place in a regular meeting, or could we?
Yes.
If we have a special.
Oh, we can do it this special.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, we-
So Judge, I have a question about this issue. Is the petition written in such that the money collected could be used for something other than an ambulance? I mean, if we go down this road and we get the tax, at the end of the day, we're successful and you get the sales tax and you look at it and you say, this won't fund an ambulance. It costs 1.5 million a year. We're collecting $1 million. Is it written, or can we have it written? Is it too late to write it to where it can be used for emergency services? And then if you get enough fund ambulance service, great. We all know that's what is the goal, but I just don't want to back us in a corner to where we collect these sales tax and we can't use it for this ambulance service. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I've had questions about that also, concerns about, using it for salaries and, say volunteer fire departments and all of that kind of stuff. Main thing they're concerned with, everyone wants to support an ambulance service.
Right. But see, if it's written for emergency services, like the fire departments have their ESDs for the fire department. This will be for emergency, ambulance.
It's petition you're talking about. The petition that you have on the agenda is just to create the ESD. It has nothing to do with the sales tax election that would have to take place.
Yeah, this is just to create the
This is
ESD.
just to create that
And
ESD.
what we have to do is create it with a 0% ad valorem tax. Because you can't create it with just the sales tax.
And where is that located at? Where is district number 6?
Right. It'll be the entire Newton County with the exception of the city limits of Newton.
Okay, so the petition that's being circulated has nothing to do with the sales tax?
No,
You have to create the ESD
Okay.
first, and then
then it has to go back on the ballot.
you'll pursue that.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you for clearing that up.
Didn't want to, because I was confused myself, because when I read the petition, looking over it, it didn't say anything about any of that, and I was confused. But no, we found out you got to create the ESD first. And then pursue.
And, you know,
They're gonna table it today anyway.
There's a lot of concern around this item on the south end of the county because we have an ambulance service. And it's just how everything works together. You know, if we get something up here, how does that not impact Acadian and what they do down in that area? So I've met with our folks and we just need to listen to everybody when we go forward with this. Certainly needed up here. It's just don't want to push out what we have and then have one total countywide. We want to.
no, I don't think it's gonna be, we got a lady that's wanting to donate a complete ambulance and fund the crew for, but, you know, that could be added to, you know, with a board member from each fire department on the ESD number 6, that should eliminate anybody feeling left out.
Yeah, and no doubt. Well,
And who is that? And when are you gonna do that? When are you gonna do the board for that?
Well, we gotta get we gotta get it created first.
Well, you're fixing to create it, or next month you're gonna create it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, but it's gotta go it's gotta go on the ballot in November. It can't go on the ballot in March on an even year. It has to be in November. So if it gets approved, then we create the district, which will be the entire Newton County. All right, there's 6 fire departments. Have a board member from each fire department. That way everybody's equally represented. And, you know, then we go on the ballot, even though they won't have any funding unless sales tax gets approved on the 2025 March ballot.
Why would you want, I'm just asking this question. Why would you want a member from the ESD on your board? Why would you want just a private citizen on this particular board? I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, let each fire department pick their own. I'm not saying the ESD, not from ESD. You know, fire departments, you know, or the ESD, pick a member for the countywide board.
But not on the fire department.
Not on, you know, they don't have to be on the fire department.
I would want them, there you go again. I would want a private citizen speaking outside of the fire department.
well, when we set up ESD members, I was of the understanding that the commissioner from the precinct nominated the person to be an ESD member. And then the court approved that nomination.
We have never done that.
Is that
We have never done that since I've been here, 7 years.
well, it was done that way in the past.
Well, it hasn't been that way in 7 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that it hasn't. Yeah, that's been done while you're here. I'm just saying it was done that way here.
Those fire departments always brought those names to us and we picked whoever they sent. We never picked them.
Am I
not telling the truth, KK?
Item.
That's the way it's been, right?
It has to go.
Okay.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Benson to table this item.
Be somebody outside the fire department.
A second.
Second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 15, discuss and if appropriate approve the service agreement with Windstream for internet service for the new district attorney building.
Invited our friends from Deweyville to make an exit as I was walking. Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Thank y'all for what y'all doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Judge Major, just real quick. I'm gonna exit as well, but after today, I provided some packets. It just goes more in detail about my company and what services I offer. If y'all would take the time to review that, I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank y'all very much.
All right, thank you.
Does he have an MSA with that?
That's what he wants to set up.
Okay, so internet for the new office. So a year ago, when we started talking about this project, we were considering tying into the courthouse and running fiber from the courthouse and across and down and over. And in the meantime, the cost of that went up significantly from last year to if we were to do that now. It nearly doubled. So we started looking at options to be a standalone internet service over there that doesn't depend on or rely on the courthouse. So started shopping around for quotes and reached out to Windstream, AT&T. Those were the main two providers here. So you should have in your packet the service agreement from Kinetic, which is Windstream. And I did not know that this could happen, but when they came out with their original price, I told them it was too much. Can we negotiate? And I did not know that's something that can be negotiated, but apparently it can. And so it went from like $1,200 a month for internet for over there for 3 years. And I said, well, can we pay something up front, like a construction cost that'll knock down the monthly payment lower? I can justify a construction cost up front more so than a high monthly. And so they came back and said, okay, I will come down to about, I said, well, what, they asked what I was looking for. I'm like, something around $800 a month, because that's what the courthouse service is. So they said, okay, we'll do $800 a month, but it's going to be 11 grand upfront construction. I was like, no, that's too much. Okay, well, what will you pay? I was like, I'll pay about 7 grand upfront. Okay, you can have it for that then. So they've agreed to $7,000 upfront for the construction part of it, and then $800 a month. And so went to Windstream, went to AT&T and got a quote from them. And there's no upfront construction cost, but it's about $1,000 a month. So, we'd save the $7,000 on upfront, but it is more monthly for the same 100 megabytes of service. And they actually provide their service through Windstream. So we would go straight to Windstream with this agreement that I've put in front of you. So there would be upfront construction and $800 a month.
3 years.
For 3 years. I think after that, the cost would go down. And the History Center is on Kinetic, on Windstream.
Yeah.
The elevator, elevator has internet?
And
It has to for the full month.
yeah, it has to.
Okay, so Kinetic is, so it's a service agreement, it's amending the service agreement because it's including us in the agreement we already have with them for the History Center and apparently the elevator. But everybody else is on AT&T, but this would be cutting out them and going straight to Kinetic. And I think they were willing to work with us. They wanted our business. And they're interested sometime in the future trying to switch our phone service to them. But they were willing to do whatever I wanted to get our business. And so an upfront cost, but then a lower monthly.
Well, the original cost last year to run it from here, tie into that, go across the street, put a pole, it was 17,000. And you said that has
It's,
doubled?
well, that was if they brought their people, they did it. And so we worked on an agreement with the city where they were going to use their truck and it was going to knock that cost down.
Yes.
And so now the quote to do it was in the 20s. It was 20.
Yeah, so even the 7,000, we're saving
Yes.
a lot of money.
And so when it comes down to paying, with an upfront bill, maybe that's something that my funds that I have, you know, maybe I can pay that upfront construction cost on it. But then I'll need the court at some point, probably, and this is a Sherry question, we'll need to do a budget amendment because there's not $800 a month built into the budget for internet service for over there. So,
What we can do is transfer money out of the contingency fund to our budget. So
Okay.
basically just.
but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about having 100 megabytes. You can do a couple $100 cheaper for 50 megabytes. But that would be pushing it with 6 people and all that we do. And with us being on the cloud now. So anyway, I really weighed both of them. I forwarded the AT&T quote to Sherry, so you'd have both quotes. But I think that the Kinetic is gonna be the best way to go on it though, with the upfront costs and then a lower monthly, saving a couple $100 a month to get that first cost paid.
I agree.
So
At the end of 3 years, you're saving $200 going to Windstream.
$200 a month, right?
$200.
$200
$200 a month for.
by the time we pay the, yes. So.
And they're working on it. They're starting.
So, once it's.
Where's the
approved-
line at? Where's the line at? Is the line already over there?
Not yet, but it's close. So it'll still take a couple of months though, for them to get their engineer out and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The same, I think you have AT&T, right? But it's taken a year to get it.
No, I don't have it yet.
So I think they're saying within a couple of months of getting the approval, they'll be able to get it running. So.
But on the good part of it, we can set her up remote like my
Yeah.
office is running.
Yes.
My office has been running without a phone wire. It's unbelievable. But it's been running for 11 or 12 months now without a phone wire hooked to it. And I've had zero trouble.
I think you have, this is not my thing, but I think you have a Cradle Point.
I don't know what I've got. I just know that it works.
And so.
And it don't go out, and and you don't lose connection,
Right.
and you don't do none of the above.
And there's another one that's, what I've been told is connected in the basement to the server for a backup. If the internet went out, it's a backup doesn't ever get used. It doesn't ever actually switch to it. And so that might be something we could look into, using that temporarily instead of buying another Cradle Point.
Yeah.
To use temporarily until we get our service going.
I know that the IT are working on trying to get us fibered in to where you can have ours.
Okay.
Which I already don't like it, I don't think, but anyway. Well, it's not reliable, it's not as near as reliable as what I've got with no problem. Ginger's office is running off the same controller that we are. We wrote some.
So I'm on,
Yeah, let's go.
3 years of getting out of it. I heard Sherry mentioned Spectrum is kind of moving right now. Might want to look into that too. I know that. And
We had already emailed every time.
That's better.
Well, within the next 3 to 5 years with the rural broadband initiative, we should have different service providers. Spectrum will be here.
so I'm gonna make the motion, Judge. I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the service agreement with Windstream to take advantage of the cost savings that Ms. Point has.
Absolutely.
All right.
Second.
All right. A motion is made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner Bombi. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 16, discuss and approve juror payment procedure. And that's with Nikki.
Okay, Nikki's not here, so I'm gonna present it.
Okay.
Basically, what we're doing is we're going from writing checks to every juror to paying cash. At auditor school, most of the counties are doing this. Basically, I would say every time we send checks out, we get a lot back that the wrong address or whatever. So this would save us having to enter every one of them in as a vendor. And Nikki's gonna be tracking all of them. She has created a procedure which Misty approved. And I'm gonna be auditing the cash on a monthly basis. So,
So when each juror, when they get dismissed from jury duty,
yes.
they get their $15 or $30, whatever,
Slip, and they will get their cash.
they would get their cash and then they get on down the road.
However they want to do it, but that's how we're going from checks to cash.
That'd save a lot on postage too.
Yes.
That's how it
So,
goes.
Everybody said hit it.
That,
I'll make that motion.
don't affect us.
no, this is, through the district clerk. So if your jurors come through the district clerk, then yes, I don't know how, she's got a
So you're still gonna do.
check for yours, yes.
All right, I heard the motion. Who made the motion?
Why would you not do it countywide?
Well, we're right now, we're gonna do it this way
Okay.
and see how this works, and then we'll move on out.
Okay.
Well, if we make the motion, you're approving
You're
jury
just
payment
approving
procedure.
That's correct. That's countywide.
And what?
This is the procedure says the Newton County District Clerk and Auditor.
Oh,
So it's just the district clerk.
we'll have to do it
I
again.
don't know what that is.
So we'll have to do it again to get them
Yes.
cash. Okay.
Okay, just one question, Misty. So if we approve this agenda item as it's written, whatever procedure they have out there, they can modify to pay cash. Say Judge Greer has a procedure for payment of whatever court, local JP's court. If we approve jury payment procedure, it's no number on it, it's no anything else on it. I mean, do we need to be in as vague as we are? Can we modify all the procedures to pay cash? Or do we need to specifically point out a procedure in our agenda item?
Jury payment procedure and the procedure is the district clerk's office. Do you think that it needs to specifically say district clerk?
I mean, I think that it would be good to put that in the motion that it's for.
Yeah.
So
I think the
the,
agenda item generally is okay as far as the meeting time, but
yes,
Okay, like the agenda item says, discuss and approve juror payment procedure. So basically.
So that could be any office. That could be the JP office also, right?
so the agenda itself, it gives the public sufficient notice of what's gonna be discussed. Of what's gonna be discussed, and so, if somebody was curious about this, that would give them notice of what to be here to listen and participate in. And then the supporting document that goes with the agenda specifies that it's for the district clerk. So I think you're fine, and I would reword the motion to say the procedure for the district clerk. And keep it at that, until the other offices have a chance to review it too, and can get on board, the county clerk.
Try to make sure.
Since it affects those, but I would say the motion, make it just for the district clerk.
Okay.
So does the motion been made or does it need to be modified?
You need to modify.
I want to make the motion to approve the jury payment procedure for the district clerk's office to pay cash.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner Fomby. All in favor? All against? All right. Take action, item number 17. Take action to change the current mileage reimbursement rate from 0.655 cents per mile to 0.67 cents per mile.
Okay, as of December the 14th, starting January 1 of 2024, the IRS issued the standard mileage rate to go up to 0.67 cents a mile, raising it 1.5 cents. And I'm just trying to keep us up with the IRS federal rates.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to increase the mileage reimbursement rate to 0.67 cents per mile.
Second.
All right, motion by me, second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 18, extend the Hurricane Laura disaster declaration to February 13th. And item number 19 is extend the COVID-19 disaster declaration until February 13th. I want to lump these two together.
Make that motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 20 is approve renewed governor's proclamation declaring and renewing a state of disaster in a certain number of counties based on the existence of serious drought conditions that expose an imminent threat of widespread or severe damage, injury, loss of life or property. The government made the proclamation. We just need to renew it. So I'll make a motion to approve the renewed governor's proclamation. Second. All right. I made the motion, Commissioner Benson, second. All in favor? All against? All right. Approved proclamation declaring January 22nd through the 26th, 2024 as School Choice Week. And this is another one from the governor's office that county's been doing for years. So, yes, we've been doing it annually. So,
What does it mean? I hate to sound ignorant to it, but what does it mean?
Each child, what they're saying is each child has a choice to attend a school. Say if you don't like Newton School, you can go to Louisville School.
But okay. I guess they have a choice to move their state funding to another school as well.
Yes.
The student. But some schools are closed campus. That's why I was curious. Some schools don't take transfer students.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to approve the proclamation declaring January 22nd through 26th as School Choice Week.
Second.
All right, I made the motion, second by Commissioner Palmy. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 22, approved to pay out Deputy Rhonda Ruiz comp time hours down to the maximum of 240 hours. That's $531.44. That's Sheriff Burby.
Morning, everyone. Back here on comp time, I'd like to get it down to the max. Because as you know, that we don't pay overtime. And we don't want comp time to accumulate because we are required to be able to match that, pay that. Because that is revenue. And it is an opportunity for us to do the right thing. You're not gonna get someone to go to work or keep getting comp time. It's better to be able to get someone to volunteer versus us start forcing them to work comp time. It's a good way for us to manage our schedule and to deploy our deputies to what we have to do. This is a large county. We have 14 deputies, currently have 3. Every time we hire one society want to go work at the plant somewhere. That's good country. But the thing is, it is an effective way to put time down and to deploy our deputies and not to burn them out working on. What?
No.
And I have a question that when you say we don't pay overtime, that's a department head's choice. You can pay overtime, right?
There is a waiver that the county got years ago to give comp time instead of overtime. I would love to pay overtime. That's the waiver that the county has.
Eventually, you're doing it. I mean, we're doing it now because it's comp time. You're gonna pay it either today or tomorrow. I mean, you're gonna pay it. If either one here leaves, you're gonna pay them what they have. You gotta pay them for hours work, but I certainly approve, I'll make the motion to approve the request to pay off the Riaz 240 hours.
Well, if you look, there's, item number 23, you got approved to pay out Corporal Ron Neverez, comp time hours. He's got 331 down to 240, and his is $1,926. Why don't we just lump these together?
Yeah, I just,
And let me put a little caveat on that. These are the highest people in my, organization, so. We're managing it, we're making them take time off and everything. Sometimes, life prevails that you can't take the time, or we had the luxury to have a deployment, where we wanted to be, which now that we have to travel further to take our, inmates places, there's a lot of moving parts. We don't have a lot of parts to move.
A second.
That's a big one. Anyway,
All right.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
That right there, Stan.
All right, item number 22 and 23, motion been made to pay, comp time hours for Deputy Rhonda Ruiz and Corporal Ron Neverez. Motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner Fomby. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 24, receive Newton County Sheriff's Office, year 2023 annual racial profiling report.
And Judge, Commissioner, general public, this is my favorite time of year to come before the commission to talk about racial profiling, well, to give my report. I have to give this report before March of each year, and I like to get it done early, before I forget. But anyway, give you a little background on the racial profiling, initiative. It was, something that happened a while back. They did a survey up in New Jersey, and they, on I-95, where they, collected data from the car, traffic stops in that area. And, they came to find out that they had a disproportionate number of minorities being stopped in that area. Another thing that they found out, but this doesn't really reach the public, a lot of those folks is traveling through I-95 is a busy highway. But it's not a good representation of local folks. Thus, we get a lot of pushback on this, and the racial profiling initiative was developed. Now, what this does, it tracks data of all the traffic stops. Who was, and I'm going to go on the categories. It's gender by gender. It goes by race or ethnicity. Was the race or ethnicity known before the stop? The reason for the stop? And those kind of things. Now, in my report this year, we had 75 total stops. Of those stops, those 24% was female, 18, and 57 was male, 76%. Race or ethnicity, then the breakdown was 17 Black, 48 white, Hispanic or Latino, 9, Alaskan Native American was 1. It goes respectively 22.7% for the Blacks, 64.0% for whites, 12% Hispanics, Latino, and 1.3 for Alaskan Native American. Now, was a race or ethnicity known prior to stop? As a person who worked the street, you never know. You don't know who's driving. You can't see. And of those stops, 75 of 75 stops, 100% of those were not known. They didn't know what race they were. The reason for stop, violation of law. 39 was stopped for violation of law. That's totally 52%. Pre-existing knowledge, 3, 4%. Moving violation, speeding, 25.3%. Vehicle traffic violations, 18.7%. Okay. And when you look at all this data, another thing to look at is the searches. Was searches conducted? 75, yes, for 13 searches, no 65 for now. So that goes to show you that, you know, we ain't out there fishing and trying to get in the folks for no reason whatsoever. We're out there for a reason. Consent search, that was 6, which is 46%, and probable cause, that means there was probable cause why we had to do the search 6, and it's 46%. When you total all of this, I have to come up with a to look at this and say, is there a racial profiling being done in my agency? I'm here to say that. Okay. This report will be put on our website for everyone. We have to submit this report to Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. With them too, it's already been submitted. Any questions?
Do they, I know they take that, summarize your report when you send it in. Do they, I guess, judge accordingly to the proportion of the demographics of the area?
Yeah, our demographics, but as I say, you know, it is not a good something to balance it by, because you got traffic through roadway. And that's been my thing on this all along. You know, you have a high minority rate here and high percentage, and then you have a major interstate or highway going through. And I mean, it's just so many different things and everything. You can take this and make it kind of say it like you want it. Now, again, that study they did, in my opinion, my professional opinion, it was flawed, but they haven't really changed it. It's law now in most of the states, just about all the states in the nation. And we don't racially profile, we criminally profile. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Yes.
Good. Any questions?
Don't have any questions. I'll make a motion that we accept the Newton County Sheriff's Office 2023 Annual Racial Profiling Report.
I'll second that motion.
All right, I made the motion. Second by Richard Powell. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 25. That's you again, Sheriff. It's receive annual report on Newton County Sheriff's Office to include the status of the jail facility and operations.
Thank you, back up again. My favorite subject is jail. I've been talking about the jail for the last year and a half steadily because of the facility. And I said this in public, if we ever fail a jail inspection, it's because it's not going to be because of the operation, it's going to be because of infrastructure facility. And we had a inspection back in November, and the jail standards, Texas Jail Commission has changed the way they do things. They do a paperwork audit on it, inspection, then they followed up with a on-site. Well, we had our on-site on November 29th, and when they came in and they said that we had 6 inmates were found to be housed in holding cell for 4 days, up to 20 days. That's the detox tank. And that was the major write-up, over capacity, so to speak. And we have since contracted an interlocal agreement with Broward Parish Jail, where we house our inmates over there, our overflow, as well as continue with Jasper County. Jasper County starting 1 January went up $45 per inmate per day, and in Louisiana agreement was $60. Using those different numbers, we house our intermediate or people that's not going to be with us that long locally, and the people that's going to be with us long term in Beauregard Parish. It makes sense because you don't not run back and forth. Okay. We have normally around 9, maybe 10. I think we got 9 today in Beauregard Parish, and we have 10, around 10 here, and 3 to 6 in Jasper. Remind you that all jails have an overflow problem. Jasper can't take, they house for other folks. They can't take all ours, okay? I wish they could because it's cheaper, okay? I'll load them up as much as I can when it comes to that from an economic standpoint. So we have to let the jail standards down as a relations to this write-up each month now. What our capacity, and my jailers notify them once a week on Monday how many we have. Plus they monitor us on our reports. Okay. So we're good there. The next thing write-up we got was a two-way intercom system. Due to the current intercom system not working properly, two-way voice communication cannot be achieved. Our jail been there since the early 80s, and we've been inspected all these years, and that has never been an issue. I got an individual from Guardian downstairs right now looking to put a intercom system in the jail cells where the inmates can contact us. We have an intercom system there, but they want to have one. They've been the jail commission say we have to have one that inmates can initiate. Well, you can hear. I can hear them in my office. I can't. But anyway, got to do what they say, and we're looking to get that done. That work started. I think he gave us we had one quote was $50,000 to do that for the sale that they had identified. And Guardian gave us a quote for $1,300, $1,500 per sale. I think it's going to come out half that amount. So that's where. Another thing they wrote us up. I think they was nitpicking. That's my professional opinion. They came in before we took the garbage out, and they said they came in early before we took. We don't let our trustees go out by themselves. So anyway, so that's where we're at. The facility last year, I did an audit. We spent over $50,000 on the facility itself, on stuff that didn't work and obsolete. We are constantly working on trying to get a better price or find a part to replace in the jail fence. We had a shower problem, and the part was told that we needed going to be $1,300 and everything, and we kept shopping around. And the work was going to be another $1,300 that had to install, shopped around and got a better price. Drainage, we have issues with drainage issues in some of the laboratories. Plumbers, just about need the plumber on staff. Knuckleheads are always putting something in there and everything, and that's what they do occasionally. So we're combating that. Had a problem with the locking mechanism. We got the folks in that works on those locks and now obsolete. Got them working again. Don't know how long that's gonna last.
Well, I did see a letter from the jail commission about increased on-site inspection.
Yeah.
So instead of once a year, they're gonna come.
Yeah, for this term, what they'll do is they'll do a no notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the next year's time.
Well, we had a violation in May on the fire panel that was red tagged, and it took them like 3 weeks to find the problem. Short somewhere in the system. They got it fixed, and then, when we had the 6, so that they were all arrested at one time, right? Put in jail.
Yeah, they was,
On
there
the,
was a city arrest. Yeah, and again, and I did a press release on this. In our jail, the inmates we have people that have parole and probation violations, have holds on. We have inmates in there who done things, they got, end up with a high bond and dead bank bond. We have worked, very efficiently with the DA's office, and we move the people that can be moved, but for the most part, they can't be moved. We don't have low-level offenders. I wish we did to have it, they would be out picking up paper and stuff, but we don't have that. We don't have the Class C violated. Anytime we did Class C in there, they drop them, they need to sit for a while, time out, that kind of stuff. So that's the way we have moved to, we've been in society, in our jail. Everyone is having problems with their overflow. Everyone. We have, and I'm going to say in the next segment, you know, in the 3 years I've been here, we've booked in 793 inmates. Bottom line, we need jail. Okay? That's bottom line. Y'all all know that.
So a question I have, Sheriff. Is there anything you need from the court today? Or let me ask it another way. Is the jail safe for the jailers to work in? Is there anything you need from us as commissioners, money or support to do anything in your jail to make it safe for the people that work there in your department?
We are doing good. We have our jailer. Don't have any opening. Jailer, class dispatchers. You know, our jailer dispatchers their due certified. The only thing I can just give you a heads up on, the facility is breaking, that we have to keep paying a little bit of here, a little bit of there on keeping it running. It's not got to a point that we can say, hey, jail is condemned. You know, we had the fire panel problem for almost a year. And we finally fixed that because there was a short somewhere that the guy had to spend like almost a week crawling around in the loft trying to find what the short was. He did that. But I would be the first one to holler if I said, hey, we need immediate help. Right now, we need to be visionary and look down the road for a endpoint remedy. Because right now, you know, we're putting a Band-Aid over a gunshot, which is going to eventually bleed out. So I appreciate you asking that. Judge has been very kind and been there for us. Just need to move this project, getting a new jail facility. I went to Louisiana when I took those inmates over there. I was one of the people went along and took them over there. When I walked those grounds, I told the captain that was with me, you know, we could be doing this. We could be warehousing the inmates overflow. And instead of us paying money, they could be paying us. And at this point in the program, when the jail said I have spots, and they said, this is my price, you're at their will. You're gonna pay that price. Because we're at that point. We're at that point. Any other questions?
I guess just a comment, you mentioned a waiver earlier to pay comp time or to distribute comp time rather than pay overtime. So in my department, I pay overtime. And I talked to the treasurer and the auditor about I think I've mentioned to Courtney about that. But I just wanted clarity on that. That waiver was set in place by the county, as I understand it, to allow us to use comp time, not to absolutely mandate us to use comp time. And I guess what I'm asking Misty is just to verify that. Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking, because I think for the sheriff's sake, if he gets word from you that, hey, you can pay overtime, it may help him out quite a bit in attractiveness for, officers. Because we're gonna pay it at some point.
You gonna pay it up front or you gonna pay it at the end?
Yeah. And I just trying to help the sheriff. If he knows he can do that, it's gonna help him when he's talking to potential officers. He can say, and I do pay overtime.
Yeah. I remember when I was able to get comp time, which was a very, overtime, which was a very long time ago. We used to rush to the door to get. I mean, it was a rush. First come, first served. Comp time, not so much. Yes, sir.
If I may speak, in my 8 years of work, that has been brought up with the sheriff's department several times by other commissioner courts. I don't know if it was in the commissioner's court or if it was in the pay office or what was decided, but it was brought up if they could pay overtime to the officers, because it's always been an issue. And it's always been told to us no. So this is quite moving.
Got HR want to say something. HR? Good.
Yes, I was just wanting to let y'all know that when the TAC lady comes in April, that is part of what she was going to discuss about the legalities of all of that. That was one of the main reasons that we called her in, was to discuss all of those things with the judge and the commissioners and anyone that had any questions, so that we can do it and do it properly and legally. So just to let y'all know, just to be informed, that that is one of the reasons why the TAC lady is coming in April.
Yeah.
Well, I had seen that, you give overtime, you have the option of overtime or comp time. And
Our budgets just never have been made.
No, you have the money in your budget.
Yeah.
It's like what Commissioner Powell, he didn't have all his people. And with the sheriff, you have money in your budget to pay out. But you have to have your money in your budget to be able to pay that.
No, I don't.
So I just wanted to clarify that. You can't just pay it if you don't have the money in your budget. With you didn't have all your deputies allotted. I mean, they weren't all, so you have extra money.
Yeah, if we was full house, we wouldn't have, this wouldn't be an issue.
so say for his 2025 budget, if he puts in X amount of dollars for overtime pay, he could pay overtime.
I asked, I reached out and I asked, they said he didn't pay it, he didn't bill it comp or overtime. There's nothing in the state
So that's
statute that says
We
you
need to
cannot
work
pay.
on budget.
I mean, you have to have a budget.
Yes. We'll put X amount in the overtime pay and then whatever.
And if you look at other counties' budgets, they have line items for overtime.
Yeah.
So yes, you can do that. And like in my office, at one point I had 2 assistants. Well, I was down 1, so that 1 assistant was having to work overtime. So I was paying, instead of letting it build up, I was paying her out weekly on that.
Yeah, but you had money in your budget, but you
Yes,
didn't have
I
to
was
pay.
in the budget. That's what I'm saying. You have to have money in your budget.
And that's the big deal, is that we are limited, whenever we're going to budget, we're limited how much money we have, and we're stressed. So we even talked about it in the last court, that we could establish, like you were saying, like some other counties do, we can establish that fund. We have to have a separate fund number and say $10,000 would probably be all I would want. I'd like to pay overtime for those guys that you call at 3 a.m. in the morning, midnight, and when the weather is bad, they have to leave their family and go out there. I think that deserves overtime. Because I have senior guys and they got they have to take off in order to get all their vacation in. You know, they got more time, comp time to just add to the problem because they already can't get all the vacation out. And so they would much rather be paid than comp time. But the practice that we have followed as my 5 years, as we were speaking, is that there is no overtime.
So I had that discussion with the auditor, I think with Courtney, I don't want to put her on the spot there, but also with Ginger, and that was the big thing was, and Ginger stressed it, you got to make sure when you pay overtime that you've got the funds in your payroll account to cover that overtime. And that's a challenge, but it was due to not having adequate staffing and having to do things extra.
Right. I'd like to see us establish before the next budget time. I would like to see us establish and overtime count some of the counties.
I agree with you 100%.
See right here in prime disaster area, last few years, y'all see how many storms and tornadoes and stuff have hit us. We, you know, like I said, you look at our employees, their wages are not up to today's standards. We have no perks to give them. We already, you know, taking everything seem like goes our way rather than trying to reach out to help them sometime, insurance situation. A lot of things that we talk about, we hardly ever look to benefit our guys. And that's one of the things that I think that if I get up out the bed at 12 o'clock, not being a commissioner, being an employee, I feel like I deserve overtime, especially out there in the cold and rain and all of that stuff.
Well, you know, if the sheriff would have come in here today and said, I have the money, and I'm not putting you on the spot, I just want him to know I would support him if he come in here and said, I have enough money left over in my patrol division from 2023. I want to bring everybody to zero and pay out all their comp time. I'd be in full support of that. They've earned that. You know, it's not like you're giving them anything. And so I just want you to know that if that ever comes, I would support that. He has the funds to do that.
All right, do we make a motion to accept his report?
I'll make the motion to accept the sheriff's report for the jail facility and operations.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 26, discuss and if appropriate approve purchase of a double wheel rover for Deacon County roads repairs. And that's Commissioner White.
Okay, for some time now, a year, the last 2 or 3 years, we've been, especially during the grant period, we're getting more roads that we could get hard surface on. And some of these roads are the ones that will hard surface back in the 90s. We are patching them, patching. But if you don't believe me, that this is just getting worse and almost unbearable to drive down a road that's full of nothing but patches. Go down the Baptist Encampment Road and go to the end of it.
That's what I was thinking about.
I promise you. Yeah, I've had no, if I had to live there, just saying, and I drove back and forth out of there, by the time I got back on the road again, I'd have to stop and reset my kidney. Because it's just that bad. It's serious. And,
Get up over 40 though, it does not so bad.
yeah, I tried that too now. But anyhow, the fact is that we have more hard surface roads and roads that have oil sand on them, that the oil sand didn't hold up, because building a road, the foundation is just like your house. That is the very most important part of building a road. Is building the foundation underneath it so the water can get off the road, build it, crown it so the water go to the ditches and run out to the creeks and branches. The problem is with us putting oil sand, and we practiced that for a few years now, just going in on a regular road that has, say, an iron ore base. Well, yeah, that's good because it's hard in most cases. But there are some that have soft places where the oil sand breaks through. We have to patch those holes. We keep patching, and the water gets in it. Once the seal on top breaks, And we had that's the main reason we had to redo the airport last year, is because, once the seal breaks, the top layer breaks, every time it rains, the water goes down and it makes the foundation soggy, makes it soft, and the surface start breaking even more. So all that being said, all the commissioners, I've had this conversation with them, and we realize that we do not have the road repair equipment. We got everything that need to fix ditches and keep the roads smooth, dirt smooth, but we have no repair, hard surface repair equipment. Going forward, we're gonna need it more and more. And so one of the things, and we really been needing a roller from the get. Anytime we put these black rock out on your road, we just go out there and we smooth them over, grade them out level, wherever we want the surface to be smooth, but it don't pack the rock in. We've tried driving full dump trucks, loaded dump trucks over it. It's still rubber tires don't pack these rocks in like they need to be packed in order for them to stay. And so we all have the desire to have a roller. We look around at the state and see what they do, and we really need a roller. Commissioner Fomey, a couple of months ago, he had one of the equipment salesperson to come out, and we got them to bring a demo out. But it had pneumatic wheel on the back, and it was just a single iron wheel roller, steel roller. And what happened, we tried to put it on a couple of roads out here in our area. And what happens is that that thing is so heavy on those wheels that those wheels grips, the mud grips, you can imagine mud grips, it was imprinting the oil sand that we were putting down. We spent more time smoothing out the holes that wheel was making, that rubber wheel was making, than we did trying to smooth and pack the surface. So we saw that a single roller would not be what we need. And so we did a little looking around, talked to Bain Equipment in Tyler. We bought a few pieces of equipment from them before. Anyhow, they found a used roller. It's a 2006 model, but it has very, very low hours on it. And Commissioner Benson and myself went up week before last and looked at it, and we run it, and that thing's in good shape. And the price is very reasonable. They gonna let us have it for $42,000, which a new one would be, what did you say, 240,000. So the deal is that this is not something like a dump truck where we'll be using every other day. We use it very seldomly, but between the four of us, we'll keep it busy because it'll be for all four precincts.
So that was a question I asked. If you purchase it with precinct 4 or 3 or more, be able to use it.
Certainly. It's for the county. It's not for one precinct. It'll be for the county. But I think that we've kicked this can down the road long enough. We need to make a move. And my recommendation is that we go ahead and get this thing.
You know, this is so a little bit, I was one of the guys that didn't understand why we bought a debris truck. We pay people to haul our debris off. I use that debris truck. Can't give that debris truck up. So,
Yeah, I think.
He'll testify. But he wanted to sell it. Yeah, I don't want to sell a debris truck. Hey, I'm admitting it. I mean, we use a debris truck a lot, and I think the same thing holds true for a roller, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We need that, and we'll use it.
Well, I think we need one of those rippers, grinder, whatever you call
Yeah,
it.
why don't you buy that for us, Judge?
Well, you approve the funding. But, you know, and that's one thing I've noticed over the years is all the asphalt roads, you know, there's no repair for them. You got an old guy with hauling around a trailer with a shovel, throwing stuff out, you know, but I'm gonna make a motion to.
Hold up, I want to buy two.
Look, no,
We have the money. I just asked Bubba how much he can use. Bubba said he can use one a whole lot. I know you can use one a whole lot. I know Preacher can use
Why not?
I don't have that much asphalt roads right now. Precinct 3 does not have that much. I would use one very little. I believe that for that amount of money that you're talking about, we should have one for the south end and one for the north.
But you also need a zipper.
I understand that, but for $42,000, you can buy two of them. It won't be but $20,000 a piece out of our.
I have one, right? They don't, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end up, once we get one of them, I think we're gonna end up utilizing that thing way more than what we thought.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I challenge y'all to go up on County Road 1113, where they're drilling oil wells up there, and we have been for a year and a half now. I got the guy from Robert Birdwell from a Toria plant. He came in with 10 belly dumps of black rock. He put a little moisture in it and packed it in. Of course, he put it 5 to 6 inches thick. But he went over that thing with vibrator, and y'all know, everyone see how many of these sand trucks run back and forth over these roads. That road has not broke, has not even cracked. And that was, we can build roads if we had a role and a little bit of guidance on, he's in that business now. He don't just sell rock, he build roads. And that road held up with all those oil sand trucks. I just really know that we can do it much better than what we're doing if we got the equipment.
And, thinking just kind of visionary looking down the road, talking about a jail and what that needs to look like, but I'm not talking about unit systems for the entire county, but we have enough failing asphalt roads in the 4 precincts for each commissioner to put up some money to employ 4 people and the equipment that does nothing but asphalt work throughout this county. And we just schedule them. And I think this is the start of that with that roller. I mean, I'll make the motion to approve Commissioner White's request for a double-wheeled roller.
We're gonna divide it 4 ways.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I'm just saying, we're gonna be for it.
Yeah.
And part of this, when we did our budget this year, Sherry thankfully found some money out there in a fund that had been built up over many, many years. And we divided that money out in each account. So we're not necessarily taking away from our constituents' road and bridge tax fund this year. I mean, we're using money that's been put up for many, many years to get us started on.
And also to let the general public know, as long as we already have a water, we're gonna purchase a roller, but we've also already got the water tank to go with it.
That's
So
good.
we purchased that back during the firestorm to where we could help our fire departments keep water to those fire trucks. And I used it 4 times with Burtonville and Newton Fire Department. No, Toledo Bend.
Yeah.
Toledo Bend and Newton Fire Department. I did not help.
When they had that, old well fire.
It was up there.
Yeah, I know. I saw it rolling.
Yeah, Mr. Bomber told me he had a trailer that would haul that, right?
Correct.
Good.
Yes.
Well,
But I think it needs to stay with the roller. I think that trailer, because you don't never know where it's gonna be. I mean, or who's gonna have it.
you got a truck you can put with it, just like a package. But there may be some folks wondering,
We'll manage that.
That's right.
We can manage that. We support it.
there may be some folks wondering how it's gonna be shared equally, and we talked about this earlier. I keep the debris truck, and I think I joke about that, but I use it regularly. I've got Precinct 3's bulldozer. Precinct 2 has our maintainer. Precinct 1 has graciously given us a batwing mower. And so, did he take it? Or that was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the tractor too?
I get the tractor, too. But I'm just saying that there's no problem working from precinct to precinct. We seem to be doing a good job of that.
It's free stuff.
Yeah, give it to him. Prime.
All right, we got the motion. We got the motion to approve.
All right.
Need a second? I'll go ahead and second that. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 27, approve Norman Williams and Cecil Williams to serve as fire commissioners for ESD number 5. All right,
Who is ESD 5?
ESD number 5 is Devil's Pocket.
Oh, Lord. So did you? There it goes back to your question.
So these guys are currently on the ESD board.
Yeah, they've been on there for years.
They've been on there for many years.
It goes back to the point of, did you recommend it? You're asking, did the commissioners recommend them?
I know who recommended ESD board members in precinct 4 in the past.
Okay.
I know it was the commissioner.
Okay.
I know him very well. But I'm not saying that's what we should do. I thought that was a standard protocol that each commissioner from that precinct recommended ESD board members, but
Hey, if y'all want to do that, we could start.
I think it's been working fine. I think those people know who need to be on that board.
and that's what this is. It's just,
And I think a lot of it is finding people in small county willing to serve.
Yeah, that's what we want, people willing.
No, I think them.
Cause this gotta come from within.
These guys have been on the board and they're asking us to appoint them for another 2-year term.
I make the motion to appoint Norman Williams and Cecil Williams to serve as fire commissioners for ESD 5.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, all against? Number 28, budget amendments. Okay,
Okay.
we have no,
Budget amendment we did earlier, though, it's standalone.
Right. Right.
okay,
No,
All right. all right, we're gonna pass on this. The number 29 is payment of the bills.
General fund, $442,477.12. District Attorney State Fund, $23.71. Road and Bridge General, $243.86. Road and Bridge Precinct 1, $253.97. Road and Bridge Precinct 2, $333.24. Precinct 3, $251.16. Precinct 4, $267.59. VAW grant, $65.27. Commissioner Special Precinct 1, $7,706.42. Commissioner Special Precinct 2, $11,312.35. Commissioner Special Precinct 3, $16,733.71. Commissioner Special Precinct 4, $12,715.34. Record Preservation, $47.58. Solid Waste Disposal, $4,093.75. Voter Registration, $3,869.35. Newton County Library, $7,998.06. Historical Operating, $478.64. Grants, $1,948.71. And Technology Fund, $11,715. For a total of all funds, $522,534.83. And that is for 2 bill pays combined.
One thing I wanted to point out that for those that may be watching this, so 10 of the items on my approval are actually going to be paid out of the 2023 budget.
There's quite a few that's on the 23.
Right.
You look at the list, it shows you on here, it was the 23.
Bill,
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess,
Yeah, right here. This column right here, it's got, the second column, it tells you it's 23 or
It's hard to
24.
see it from there. I'm pointing it out to the people that may be.
Okay.
So 10 of these are from 2023, and if you look at one of these line items, stump removal, and it's $1,600 for stump removal in precinct 4. I wanted the court and all those that may be watching, that was $1,600 for 11 stumps that was ground, that was in the right of way from the center of the roads to the edge of the roads. I know everybody's fighting these dead trees that are falling in roadways. So we got after a lot of them and cut them down before they fell. But that's 11 stumps for $1,600, not one stump at $1,600.
Need to know who you use.
who you,
Richie Fry out of Port Arthur, he's got a business. amazing.
Make that motion.
All right, motion is made by Commissioner Fonda. Second by Commissioner Benson. All in favor? All against? All right. I need a motion from the left side.
I make the motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All right.
May I address the court?
Yes, sir.
I'm Randy Alexander, Jack Alexander, have a contract with Deacon County. Our Green Rock, Black Rock, if you call it, we had I don't know if y'all knew it or not, I might have been on the agenda maybe a month ago or so. We had a little hiccup and had a lien placed on some of the rock that y'all had bought. And through our stupidity, we got taken by some New York Jews in a loan, and we refused to pay the interest that they had backed up on us. Anyway, that's beside the point. The DA, Mr. Burt, he had contacted us and said that they had this lien placed on us. And long story short, that has been resolved, and I didn't want it to affect any, so some of y'all have been, have bought rock from us in the past, and I didn't want, Mr. Birdwell, he's my competitor.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also a friend of mine, so.
Good.
And we do the same thing he does, but I'm not, getting in on anything that he does. I just didn't want, if that had gotten to y'all about that lien business and everything, all of that has been resolved.
Okay. I don't think we discussed it as a court. But we did get the paperwork on the lien, and I think we had one payment that may have went through.
Yeah, there was one paper.
Held, they're on this bill pay. The lien release was brought to our office yesterday morning by John Burt. And so your payments will be cut today.
Okay, and that is sort of irrelevant about our payments. We just did not want to lose Newton County's business. We appreciate y'all.